Everybody lacks confidence at some point. So this video is not going to be about how to not lack confidence, because that wouldn't even make sense. But it's a difference between a person that is less confident and a person that is extremely confident. And the only difference between those two is that the fact that the person that has extreme amount of confidence beat the thought of them not being good enough out of them real fast, while the person that is less confident don't do it at all, or it happens so slow it seems like they're not doing it at all. Now, there's a few things that you could do to help you with your confidence boosting. Number one is the mindset, learning your strengths and your weaknesses. A lot of the problems of having low confidence is the fact that you highlight your weaknesses and you throw your strengths to the back. You want to compare yourself to somebody else instead of comparing yourself to you. So therefore you feel less confident when you start comparing yourself to other people. The first thing you want to do is check that and understand your strengths are your strengths and they can get better, and your weaknesses can always get better, and your weaknesses does not define you. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Go to Tim Duncan's top highlights in his basketball games. I'm gonna be honest, they suck. They're not good at all. They're regular things. One little dribble over here, layup. He got fouled. That's it. But when you look at somebody like Vince Carter, he got his arm through the rim. You look at Allen Iverson, he's crossing and he's making people fall. It's way more exciting to see those guys' strengths. Now, Tim Duncan looked at it like, oh man, I'm a bad basketball player, because these guys looking amazing. Their strengths are way more better than mine. He would be a loser. However, if we look at his track record, let's have some fun here. Watch this. This is Tim Duncan, right? Let's look at his achievements. 5-time NBA champion. That's something that most NBA players will never ever get to. 3-time NBA Finals MVP. If you're on a team, you're going to get a ring anyway. However, when you're the MVP, that means it was shined around you. You took your team there and you carried them through the finals. So that means you're not only the top team, you are the top person in the NBA at that time, the finals MVP. He has 3 of those. How much do Iverson have? None. Think about that. Most NBA players will never ever get that. So whoever you like now, you can go to a James Harden, you can go to whoever's more exciting than this guy. They don't have 3 finals MVP. 10-time NBA first team, 3 times NBA second team, 2 times NBA third team, 8 times all defensive first team. Think about these accomplishments and the list just keeps on going on. This man's game is not that exciting, but he's a great player. The objective of the game is to put the ball through the hoop. He can do that, and he can do that well. It doesn't have to be exciting. So if he looked at his weaknesses as he can't dribble, so I'm not good enough, so I'm just going to fall back because I can't dribble, or I can't put the ball behind my back and throw it in the hoop, I'm not that exciting. If he was to highlight those weaknesses, he would lose everything that he would have had. All his real accomplishments and his track record would have been lost. Instead, he highlighted his strengths. So if you highlight your strengths, whatever he could do, he knows how to put the ball through the hoop. When I was growing up, we used to yell Duncan, right? And when we used to yell Duncan, it's because it was the backboard shot. That he can go to the side and just hit the backboard shot. And then that was like an easy way. That was like a cheat code. Because as long as you can hit the same spot in the backboard, you can make that ball go inside that hoop. And we used to do that all the time, to the point it was so easy for us to do that we used to be like, that's cheating, that's corny. So we called it corny growing up, but it doesn't matter because the objective of the game is to get the ball in the hoop. That's it. And that was a strength, to be able to know how to hit the point of the backboard to make the ball go through the hoop. But everybody else is highlighting that as a weakness. So therefore it's like, all right, but I don't want to do that. So meanwhile, now you're trying to throw the ball through the hoop, through your legs, spin around and do some type of backflip in order for the ball to go inside the hoop, and it never gets in the hoop. So instead, you don't even score points and you don't win the game. If I would have stuck to my strengths, we would have won that game. You're not less than because you have a weakness. Everybody has a weakness. In fact, most people try to hide it through their confidence. Most people. But that doesn't mean that their weaknesses don't exist. This also definitely applies in dating. A bad chick, however you want to call her, they have the most insecurities in the whole entire world. Far more insecure than anybody else. It just seemed like that because they're perfect, and that's the way they present. But think about all the stuff they have to do to be perfect, how much things they have to put on, and how much outfits they have to put on to exude their shape, or how much makeup they have to put on to hide certain things in their faces. If you were that confident, you wouldn't do none of that, and people know how to hide it. The next thing you could do is set achievable goals. You want goals that you know you could achieve. Small goals is fine. It doesn't have to be huge, big goals, but these small goals will help you build your confidence. You might go to the court and say, you know what, I'm only going to make 2 baskets. If I make 2 baskets in a row, that's all I need. And then you go from there, and then it might go to 3, then it might go to 4. It's not about getting the ball in the hoop 2 to 3 to 4 times. It's the fact that the practice in between those 2 will make you better and better and better. At some point, somebody's not not going to be able to tell you nothing. And be sure to always celebrate your small victories. Everybody don't have to know about your small victories. That's another thing. We want some type of validation from other people. You don't need validation from other people. All you need is validation from yourself. You set small goals for yourself and you achieve those small goals with yourself and you celebrate it by yourself. And once you start getting into that mindset, your confidence will start going through the roof, slowly but surely. This is another thing. This is a marathon. This is not a race. Another thing about boosting confidence is facing your fears. Everybody has fears. Don't ever get it twisted that somebody does not have fears. I don't care how high a person's confidence feel, they have fears. Mike Tyson said it the best, and this is why I love Mike Tyson, because he keeps it real no matter what. And he said every time he walked towards the ring, he was terrified. He was terrified that the man was going to beat him. He was terrified that he's going to be embarrassed in front of everybody. People was going to laugh at him. He was scared to death every single time he walked towards that ring. However, once he stepped inside the ring, he felt like a god. The same thing I said from the beginning. Everybody has low confidence. It's how fast they get over it. What shows the difference between the person that is extremely confident and the person that is not confident. He got over it as soon as he entered the ring, but that does not mean it didn't exist. A lot of people feel left out and they try to go into the corner like, oh man, I don't have that much confidence. And that's because you think that everybody else have more confidence than you, and it's not true. People either know how to hide it really good or people get over it really fast. When you have low confidence, it's because you think you deserve an outcome. You don't deserve anything. All you need to do is try to do it. And if you fail, you fail. Let's try it again. And trying is very important because the more you try something, the more better you get at it. And if you give yourself the room and the time to build, you'll be fantastic at it. Your confidence will be through the roof because you will be better and better at whatever it is. If you did something for 6 months, you're going to be way better than what you was the first day you started. A lot of people with low confidence are around the wrong people. You would think your surroundings don't mean that much because you think that's a you problem, which is only part of the situation. Your confidence could 100% be reliable on the people that you have around. When people that you have around you are losers, then you start to adapt the loser mentality. If you are around winners, winners don't just win all the time. Winners are the people that fail and get back up again and then do it again, and then they end up winning. It's nobody that wins all the time. You're going to take some losses through that. With that, you can build this growth mindset. So when you see challenges, you can look at them like opportunities. Start hanging around people or start listening to people that build videos like this that's moving towards something. Right now, I don't even know how many subscribers I got on this channel. It's less than 10, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to talk to this camera because I know somebody else on the opposite side of this, and hopefully it grows. Do I know it's going to happen for sure? No. But I know if I have knowledge to help somebody else, I'm going to get in front of this camera and I'm going to do this every day until it does. And if it doesn't, who cares? My only problem is not getting up and trying to help somebody else when I know I can. And that's what gives me the confidence to sit here and look at this damn lens as I talk to somebody. You also need to be a person that learn how to take constructive criticism. I have a friend, a lifelong friend, that cannot take constructive criticism. And this is why me and him had to distance ourselves from each other. So I can't be around that. I can't be around somebody that I can see doing something that they can get better in. And I can say, hey man, you should look at this, look at that as well. And they look at it like, oh man, you just bringing me down. I'm not bringing you down. I just want you to be better if in areas that I know you can get better. If somebody cannot talk to you about that, especially a friend that you know is a friend and y'all been through everything together, if that person can't even talk to you and give you constructive criticism, that's something that you need to work on. You need to figure out, because you can never build confidence if you cannot take constructive criticism and say like, oh yeah, I can change this or I can work on this area, no problem. Because you want to be perfect. That's a big thing about having low confidence, is because you want to be perfect. And if you're not perfect, then you're not nothing, which is not true. And if you be patient and do these things over and over and over again and start putting positive things in your head, you're going to be good. I promise, brother. Feel free to tell me a story in the comments. If you have any other questions, just let me know. I'll always be here for you. Until the next video.